Good morning. It is finally actually starting. So here I am where I left off at the Klondike Park boat ramp. I got my bike all loaded and my mom brought me here. This is where the real adventure begins. We have about 402 or 3 miles, I think, till I get back to this parking lot. Good news is one of my uncles did volunteer to pick me up at the other end if I don't want to turn around and come back. So that's always an option. But the plan is to do the next 400 and something miles all on the bike. You can see my setup here as I'm riding away. Almost 3 miles in here at the Augusta Trailhead Depot. This is there's a bike shop and what was supposed to be a hostel, but I don't think the sign's there. I don't think it's ever opened. So here we are at Augusta. It's a beautiful morning. It was only like 72 degrees. It's one of the best mornings we've had in a while. And it feels good to be like, I don't know, it feels good to be traveling. It feels good to know that I don't really know where I'm going to sleep tonight. Kind of like backpacking. I do have some different possibilities. The first possibility is in 53 miles for the day. So we're just going to see how we feel and how the day goes later on before we start thinking about where we're going to stay tonight. I made it to Dutzau, just under an hour, 11 and a half miles. I'm not really getting in any kind of hurry today. I stopped here because there is water at this depot. I started with my bottles frozen, so I'm gonna drink some water and whatever's thawed and then refill those. It's warming up pretty quick. I got sweat rolling in my eyes right now, but I'm gonna try to take quite a few breaks throughout the day, just so I don't know how I'm gonna do on this saddle for 400 miles. I don't really have too much doubts on my legs, but I may be wrong about that too. But that saddle on my butt is what I'm worried about. But take a few more minutes here and then we'll get to going. So the distance between the Dutzau Depot and Marthasville Depot is only 3.7 miles. It's the shortest among all the different distances between stops along the trail. But I will stop in Marthasville just because I plan to stop at all the depots. I'm really just trying to take my time. I'm not trying to, like normally when I ride my bike, I'm generally trying to get some kind of speed, trying to get a workout. This is going to be more just leisurely, trying to get overall miles for the day. The other thing I just wanted to mention, there's been a slight breeze in my face the entire morning, and I expect it's going to be that way until I get to the end and turn around. Most people ride this trail west to east because you generally have the wind at your back and it's a net downhill. The way I'm going to start, it's a little bit of an uphill, but it's very slight. For the most part, the Katy's pretty flat. Next stop, Marthasville. We are pulling into Marthasville right now. And I'll show you when we get stopped. If your mileage works out, you can actually camp here at the ball fields, and there are bathrooms and showers down there. I'm not gonna walk or ride over there, but there's a gas station and there's like a bar restaurant that's pretty good. And then I think it's this building here where there's showers and a bathroom. And then you could just camp up there at the pavilion or anywhere on the ball fields here, I believe. Just on the western edge of Marthasville is the Katy Caboose. It's a cool little spot, and the owner is an AT thru hiker. I don't remember what year he hiked, but I think it was like 15 or 18 or something like that. He was a Sobo. I made it to Treelore. I'm gonna run to the restroom here, and then it looks like there's a welcome center that's open over there, so I'm gonna go take a look and see what's there. There's also a cool kind of mural over here. One thing I've never really paid attention to, at every one of these depots, there's a thing about the section on each side of it. So our next stretch is Treelore to McKittrick, and it's, what is that, about 16 miles.
I'm okay with that. Yeah. It's just you just play your hands really well. It's not a big deal. Right? But a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah, I think it's just our era. We grew up a little bit different than.
Yep.
Had a really nice break there at Treelore. They had like small Gatorades for only $1.50 in that little mercantile. So I had one of those. Had a payday that I had with me in my saddlebag. And now I got the 16 miles to McKittrick, which is where people get off the Katy to go to Herman. I won't be going to Herman today because it's a couple miles off. But I will get off on 19 and run over to a grocery store and try to get some lunch. Should be about lunchtime when I get there. That was just a really nice little place to sit. I could have sat there all day, but not gonna make any miles that way. Here's the McKittrick depot. I'm not gonna stop there because right up here, about 1/10 of a mile, there's an overpass. Well, I guess it's an underpass for me. I'm gonna go under that, go down the road over to that building. There's a grocery store, and that's where I'm gonna have lunch. I'm at the Looter Market. I got a squirt. I got a really good looking sandwich that they made for me in there. And then I got some chips for later. I don't know if we'll have any of these now. These are more for later. I also got a big pickle because it was $1.29. It sounds good right now. And a candy bar. I'm sure eating the sandwich and the candy bar right now. The other stuff may be for the next break. I'm gonna sit here and look at the map and figure out a little bit about what the plan is. Right now, I've done just over 38 miles so far today. The first place I could potentially stop was like 52 or 53. That's only 15 more miles, and it is, I don't know what time it is right now, but it's like not that late. So I'll come up with a plan here while I'm eating. Wowza. That sandwich was on point. I ate the pickle. It wasn't as good as I was expecting, but it was still good. I probably needed the sodium. It's time to get going. So the cool thing is, for the rest of the day, there is a depot like every 5-ish miles. So I'm gonna stop at every one. I'm gonna show you. You can get off the bike and take a rest. So should be a nice little afternoon. I did call about the shelter thing. That's like the Turner Katy Trail Shelter. There's a reservation thing. It should be fine. They told me where the key was. I'm hoping if I can make it to that far, I'm hoping nobody's there. I can have the place to myself. But there's 40 bunks in there, so I'm sure there's room even if there are people there. So the first 5-mile spot, you went through a town of Rhineland, but there was no depot or like Katy Trail stop. There was a place to stop where there was some trees and shade and benches like around a ball field, and there was a water pump. But I thought there was going to be a depot after that, so I kept going. And then Bluffton is just like a road crossing, and there's one place that there says there's a campground. I didn't realize I was past Bluffton until I just stopped at this bench. So I came up to a bench in the shade. First bench I've seen in quite a while. Like back closer to home, they're everywhere. It's got a nice view of the river right here. And man, this last stretch was out in the sun and it got hot. But good news is I'm only 5 miles from the first potential place I was gonna stay. Don't think I'm gonna stay there because it's still pretty early in the day. But I'm gonna go ahead and take a break here for a few minutes. I will stop at that spot just because I kind of wanted to look around at that campground. And there's like a little bar or restaurant there. I'll probably go in and see if they have a Gatorade or something. Trying to stay hydrated in this heat. It's 3:29. I came in on the trail and then I went ahead and came up here because there's shade. So this is the campground. I haven't found the showers or anything yet. There's plenty of nice level spots. Like if I was staying here, I'd probably stay right back there in that flat spot out of the way. I'm gonna go up here and see if this bar restaurant's open. See if I can at least get a drink. I'm gonna also see if I can fill up a water bottle. I wanna look at the shower situation here just for future reference. All right, I came out of Holzhauser's Bar and Grill. The air conditioning felt great. The lady was super nice. She even filled a pitcher with ice and water and let the water get ice cold and then poured it into my smart water bottle. And it was only like $4.50 for a Coke and a Gatorade. I would have loved to have sat in there in the AC for a little bit, but they smoke inside of there, so that kind of kills everything. Smelled horrible in there. There was a guy in there actively smoking with, I should get out of there. Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and take a break and formulate some plans and then we'll get going. I don't know, I don't remember this. I'm here at Mocaine at the trailhead or the depot. My Garmin says I've done 62.8 miles so far today, and I've got 6.2 more. So this should be 69 miles total. I'm planning to stay at the Turner Katy Trail Shelter. This is kind of like backpacking, and that I don't really know what to expect. I'm hoping that no one's there and I have the place to myself. But there's also a chance that there's like a group of people there. Apparently there's 40 bunks. I called the state, whatever, it's the Conservation Federation of Missouri, or whoever runs this thing. And the person who does reservations was not there today. But the guy that answered the phone told me that she has the reservation book. He doesn't know if anybody's going to be there or if it's going to be mostly full. He has no idea. But he told me where the key was. He said there's envelopes inside to put your $10 in. There's supposed to be showers, no towels or linens or anything, but there's bunks, there's showers, and I have a towel and sheets with me, so all good there. So we'll go see. before I left Mocaine, I remembered that right on the other side of the trees from the trailhead, there's the, I think it was an AMVETS like pavilion, and they allow cyclists to camp there. So I just wanted to go check it out. It's pretty nice. It had nice bathrooms, had a shower, and it was in the parking lot with like a bar and grill. I almost stayed there, but I kind of got in my mind to go check out this. It's the only like shelter, as it's called, on the Katy. So I'm headed there. It's like the sign is gone, but we are here at Tebbets. I need to look at a map and see where this shelter is, because I know it's off trail a bit. This is just inside the front door on the lower level. There are 11 bunks, so 22 beds up here. I guess there's 9 upstairs. Looked like more than that, but I think the thing said there was 40 bunks. There's a fan going, there's AC, refrigerator, freezer, microwave, coffee pot. Okay, this is the upstairs. There's a ping pong table, there's a couch. There's another small, like, private bedroom with 2 bunks back here. I'll show you. And then I think there's even a balcony. Wowza, look at this. My bike's down there. I've showered, did some shower laundry on my clothes. Let me show you out here. It's still pretty cool out here, but they have a spot here. They said this is for you put your bikes, and there are 2 showers, and the showers are very nice. Check this out. Look at that big rain shower head. All right, I'm pretty sure no one else is coming tonight. I think it's getting close to 7:30 or later. This cell signal thing is gonna make for a long evening because there's 1 bar of LTE in here, but nothing will work on the internet. So I'm looking here at a big map trying to do some planning because some of the mileages are awkward. There's some towns I wanna stop at, and I don't know, I may do a shorter day tomorrow. We're just gonna have to wait and see how things go. But there's some awkwardness in the mileage where I gotta touch Clinton and start coming back, and where the towns are that I was wanting to stop in. So figure that out later. But my big dilemma for tonight is I don't have change. So I had a $10 bill to pay for my stay here, and you gotta put your $10 in an envelope, and then they provide here with some stuff on it, and you gotta go take it to the post office across the street and just drop it in the blue box. And the note here says, don't worry about postage. I guess the postal service just gives them all to them. I don't know. So that my payment's all done for that. I've got my favorite go-to trail meal here. I've got some beans and rice, and that's why I bought these Fritos flavor twists for lunch, because they are really good with the beans and rice. But the dilemma is I had no $1 bills. I had a 5 because I made sure I had some 10s and 5s. There's a soda machine that has like Powerade and sweet tea and soda, which I don't need anyway, but come on. My Garmin says I've burned over 5,500 calories today. I need to eat and I want some soda. But it doesn't take $5 bills. It's an old school machine. It only takes $1 bills and quarters. There's no credit card or Apple Pay or anything like that on there. So I have my water with electrolytes, and I'm gonna eat my beans and rice. Today was a really good day. It feels really cool to be kind of on trail. I think my first day and evening, I guess, here into this bikepacking thing, this is like very bougie backpacking. You don't have to carry anything on your back. It all just goes on the bike, so there's no weight there. It's a totally different pace. Like literally, I did 69 miles today. And I feel a lot better than if I would have done 25 or 30 hiking. and then you get to sleep inside. You get a hot shower, get all these wonderful amenities for $10. You can do the Katy Trail a lot of different ways, and you could do it cheap. There's a whole list of places that are like free or $10 camping spots along the way, or like this place is $10. A lot of people though do it very, very bougie. Like they stay in Airbnbs and bed and breakfasts along the trail that are probably, 150 or 200 or more a night. I will stay in a regular motel at some point, probably. I don't know, we'll just see how it goes. That's it for today. I don't think I'm gonna come back and talk anymore, because all I'm gonna do is eat and edit this video and lay in that bed and bored probably. I would sit out on the porch, but it's so humid that I was out there for a minute on the phone with my mom, and I was just like wet with sweat already. So thanks again for being here. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.